Do you want that rematch next? And if so, how likely it is that we're to see that fight happen again this year?
I'm not sure.
Recently, Gervonta Tank Davis revealed who his next opponent will be. Surprisingly, Davis has chosen not to fight Lamont Roach, even though the WBA lightweight champion said he would be very busy in 2025. He just recently said he wasn't going to take on Roach next. He also talked about the same opponent we heard him talk about after the fight, the one who came to his locker room.
Well, what is?
You might say it in a minute. Definitely might say it in a minute.
Many people don't know who Gervonta Davis's next opponent is, but he has promised fans that he won't be fighting Lamont Roach. This has caused fans to lose faith in Davis and see him for the shady person he really is. He clearly sees Lamont Roach as a huge threat and doesn't think he can beat the fighter. That's why he was trying to get away from him. If a fight was called a draw by mistake, it means that Lamont Roach will win a fair fight.
Yeah.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
Well, what is?
Gervonta didn't knock out Lamont Roach as many people thought he will in his most recent fight at the Barclays Center. In fact, the World Boxing Association lightweight champions fight ended in controversy. Davis looked like he was hit on the knees in round 9 and went to his corner to wipe his eyes, but the referee didn't call a knockdown or disqualification. For Davis, the fight with Roach went on, and the end result was a draw, which wasn't what many people expected. Davis hasn't joined Matchroom Boxing or Top Rank, which are both managed by Turki Alalshik.
What a bull crap.
You said that you have your opponents mapped out. So who are the opponents for the final stages of your career?
Not to cut you out,
Davis has only fought twice since being named the face of boxing. His first fight was against Ryan Garcia in 2023, where he beat Frank Martin. Before his fight with Roach, he was put under house arrest and later arrested after pleading guilty to traffic offenses related to a hit-and-run accident. Davis said, "My goal is to be active in 2025. I want to stay in the ring more this year, hopefully with 3 fights. Roach comes first, and then we'll figure it out from there."
Oh, but it's just like,
Anyone in mind that you're thinking about after Roach?
Nah, not yet. I'm just trying to focus on him right now. And then once we get him out the way, then we can,
If Davis wants to fight again this year, who would it be? If Davis wants to fight again, it's unlikely that he'll go up against the real contenders and belt holders in his weight class. Instead, it's more likely that he'll try to pull off the same trick he did with Lamont Roach and set up a fight with an unknown, below-par opponent. But who knows, for some reason, Gervonta Davis chose to unify this time, after learning the hard way that it's better to lose to a champion than to lose to an average fighter. If he does decide to unify, Shakur Stevenson would be a good choice. Keshawn Davis, Lomachenko and others would be expecting him to lock arms with them.
If you won this and that's your last fight, or nah, still some more heads you gotta put on the wall.
Yeah, it's definitely some more heads.
Out of all the options for Davis fans and media have fantasized about a fight between him and undisputed super bantamweight champion Mayweather, the drawing factor is the fact that two are two dynamic fighters who have dominated their opposition. It seems unlikely the fight would happen given several factors. A 4-weight world champion is coming off a January win against Kim Yi-yeon. There had been reports he could face bantamweight champion Junto Nakatani, top contender Marajan Akhmadaliyev, or others in his division. To fight Davis, Inoue would need to move several weight classes.
For sure. But that's definitely in the back of my mind always. Like, just me training, I'd be like, damn.
Alalshik has shown interest in that fight. Davis said he wouldn't face him in a 2023 post citing the weight difference. He also recently posted and deleted on social media via seconds out, "I'm the only fighter you all want to see in the ring with. Everybody doesn't matter the weight. As of now, it appears to be a fantasy." It wasn't long ago when Davis said he would fight Vasily Lomachenko, the former lightweight king and reigning IBF champion. It brings two networks together and it is a matchup that makes the most sense. However, it seems as unlikely as the Inoue fight.
Or they asked for me to fight or someone like Lomachenko, and he was like, he retired type of vibe. I don't know why I keep saying type.
Boxing fans were close to seeing this fight in 2024 until talks broke off as ESPN reported that Lomachenko wanted to take off the rest of the year. Loma is not in the mood right now. He doesn't have the motivation at the moment. Lomachenko's manager, Aegis Klima, said to Steve Him via ESPN he's taking off. He wants to spend more time with the family. With Loma, just money is not what motivates him. The 37-year-old Ukrainian beat George Kambosos Jr. last May to win the IBF title, but hasn't claimed the belt or has shown any signs of returning.
Tired, and he was saying that he I felt as though like he didn't really like. They were saying that he was scared or anything.
The IBF recently gave Lomachenko an ultimatum where he would need to face the winner of a planned interim fight between Raymond Muratalla and Zora Abdullah. If Lomachenko does compete and faces the winner of Muratalla versus Abdullah Davis fight in 2025, feels like a long shot. Davis fought Roach to a majority decision verdict in a fight that had a lot of controversy due to Tank voluntarily taking a knee in the 9th round but no count being given. If a 108 round had been scored, it would have been enough to see Roach win the World Boxing Association lightweight title. It meant Roach's lawyer sent the letter to the New York State Athletic Commission demanding an investigation be launched, as reported by Dan Rafael.
I don't think that's the case. I feel as though like he reached that point where as though it's hard for him to get up for a fight. You know, I feel as though like he's...
The sequence of acts taken by Mr. Davis, turning away from the action mid-round, walking to his corner and partially exiting the ring, was a clear indication that he had retired or quit the match. Mr. Roach is confident that the commission will agree with the millions who have seen the fight and determined that Mr. Roach is the true winner of the bout, either via technical knockout due to Mr. Davis removing himself from the bout or being disqualified for carrying an illegal irritant into the ring, or via decision. After scores have been adjusted to reflect the knockdown, a decision has now been reached, with Lance Pugmire reporting that the result will remain the same, told by an individual that the New York State Athletic Commission has ruled to keep Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach a draw. More to come on the boxing scene as information develops.
He's more so like, he's older now. He got kids too. It's more so about the kids now. I feel like, you know, all the energy.
While the result has not been overturned, a rematch could still come next after Davis made it clear he would be ready to take on Roach again in a lightweight division populated by familiar names and young talent. Davis now holds a title others will be tempted to challenge. That is a status Davis claimed to be willing to accept, saying he was willing to face anybody that's got the balls to step in the ring and fight me. Davis is now the second member of the 2020 and 2021 U.S. Olympic boxing team to win a world title, following Oshie Jones's IBF junior middleweight title win last November.
Crazy, but you fixed that.
It was a Valentine's Day to remember for Keshawn Davis. The Norfolk native knocked out Knee Baranchyk in round 4 to capture the WBA lightweight title in front of a sellout crowd at Madison Square Garden Theater on Friday night in New York, after a heated fight week, during which Davis claimed Barancyk's team sent a racist package to his hotel room. It was an easy night for Davis, 25. In the end, Baranchyk was never really in the fight, whether due to the size advantage Davis held or an insurmountable skill gap.
I would prefer Tank Davis, the top guy. I would go for the top guy. If I could choose, I would choose Tank Davis. I would not Tank short it out. Tank is a great fighter. Hats off to Tank. I'm not even ready to just do all that.
Once the businessman cemented his place as mandatory for World Boxing Organization champion Baranchyk in his last outing with a statement-making second-round knockout win over Gustavo Daniel Lemos, he also called out Gervonta Davis when he took to the mic post-fight. Baranchyk was naturally the first name on his lips, but he wasn't the only one. "Hey, Gervonta. Knock knock," he shouted. It is a fight that has been simmering for some time. The lightweight titans have continually traded barbs on social media, and there seems to be a real dislike between them.
Like, Tank is a great fighter, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knows that you got the power, you got the skill and ability, he's patient, you know what I'm saying? But I know who I am. That little short can't touch me.
It's deeper. Keshawn Davis explains why he will never fight Shakur Stevenson. Keshawn's trainer, Brian Bomack McIntyre, has done an excellent job of selling the fight and is incredibly confident that his client is the man to finally topple the WBA lightweight king. Bomac thinks Gervonta is a match made in heaven for Keshawn and anticipates that the 25-year-old puncher will inflict the same beating on Tank that his star pupil Terrence Crawford dished out on Errol Spence in July 2023 for the undisputed welterweight crown. It is a comparison that Keshawn concurs with completely. Exactly how he said it. "I see myself putting the same beating on Gervonta as Terrence did," he told TalkSport when reminded of Bomac's prediction. "I feel like his style is great for my style. I'm young. I don't think it will go the full 12, but I can fight 12 rounds if it comes down to it."
And I'm coming with that same shit he coming with, and he know that his coach Kenny, you know, got a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? Tells him to go fight from Cuba. No, nigga, I don't fight.
"I'm smarter than him inside and outside of the fight. I'm just smarter than him. Period. The only thing we are always going to remember is that one punch. I have power, and I've knocked fighters out with one punch, but he has done it straight times. We know he has that one punch, but we don't know yet what I truly have because I only have 12 fights, and I've only been fighting on a truly top level for 3 fights. This fight will be my 4th against Baranchyk, so there are a lot of things that you don't know yet. I'm better than I am showing you guys already." Keshawn sparred Gervonta twice during his amateur days, which only served to further boost his confidence.
I'm gonna fight Tank. Stop mentioning other people when I mention your fighter. What you talking about, boy? Like, don't play with me, bro. Y'all know how I'm coming. Tank, if you wanna fight, send me a contract, bro. Tank, you know.
"I wasn't thinking about fighting him when I was training him." Keshawn added, "The first time I sparred him, I was 16, and the second time, I was 21. I was about to go to the Olympics. I just thought, okay, I just competed with one of the best pros, and I have the ability to go pro and be dominant. They were fierce spars. I've always been good. Even as an amateur, people have always been like, damn, you've got to fight Keshawn. I didn't just turn pro, and everybody knew me. I was like that before I got on the Olympic team. I always had ability. I could always fight."
When Light Skin posted those messages about me sparring, I'm really looking at it like, okay, so what? That I DM'd you.
Gervonta Tank Davis seemed pretty certain about sending a contract to Shakur Stevenson, as he called him out for dodging the fight against one of the faces of boxing. However, it appears that Tank may have been lying about the contract because Stevenson's team has replied in the negative. The World Boxing Council lightweight champion, who defends his title this weekend in Saudi Arabia, has never gotten an offer of any kind from Davis's team.
Or Matchroom. Gervonta said, quote, "Ninja sent him a contract. He went elsewhere." End of the quote. Now, one of the PBC...
Shakur Stevenson had already revealed a couple of months ago that the whole contract thing is a fake story, while calling Tank a liar. However, both boxes, he and Gervonta Davis, had mentioned having a verbal agreement surrounding a possible fight. Meanwhile, Stevenson's co-manager, James Prince, recently revealed that as far as he's concerned, Davis's claims are far from the truth because there's nothing to prove that, while suggesting Gervonta Davis check his source. Stevenson's co-manager said there's no truth to that, no proof whatsoever to YSN Sports Media.
He said that Espinoza is lying, and recently, like yesterday on Cigar Talk, Shakur came out reacting to the news that Gervonta...
The fact here is, you know everything Shakur says. He's telling the truth about it. He's going to embrace chance when it presents itself, and as far as anything offered to us in Tank may be misled. He doubled down on his stance about Tank sending a contract, adding that it never happened. Well, it's not like Gervonta Davis to lie, so we'll have to wait for further news on that front. Meanwhile, James Price did give a positive nod about having discussions for a possible clash between Davis and Stevenson. Here's what he had to say. Shakur Stevenson has really raised his prices after the fight against Artem Harun back last year, which was on live television and not on TPV. The average audience for that fight peaked at 1.2 million people, which makes all the sense for Gervonta Davis to fight the 27-year-old, as it's a lucrative fight. So yes, both sides want to get this done, but the final word on this potential clash is yet to be decided. And that's been the only thing that has delayed the Davis versus Stevenson fight. There are always discussions, I mean, everybody talked it, but nothing concrete. James Prince added nothing to the extent where paperwork has been given or offers have been made. It just never happened. But amidst this whole contract offer controversy, Shakur Stevenson recently laid bare his thoughts about Tank, while claiming that he knows this potential clash could be a big-time showdown of the ages.
I'm a real person. Like, I'm not gonna go up there and act like Tank is not a good fighter. I think Tank is a hell of a fighter. I think he's special. What he does with his talents is amazing to see. I love the way he boxes. But truthfully, same way he asks, oh, what have I done?
Clearly, the boxing world thrives on rivalries, and few matchups have created as much buzz as Shakur Stevenson versus Gervonta Davis. These two have been circling each other for years, exchanging jabs on social media, but never actually going into the ring together. The tension keeps building, yet somehow their fight stays just out of reach. Stevenson, the World Boxing Council lightweight champion, recently reignited the discussion, dismissing Davis's resume, what he claimed truthfully, "I don't really care about this stuff." His words in a recent interview tell a different story. His resume, "I don't respect it just because of all the terms that he put in. I get it, though. I understand it just because he's smaller than certain guys, so he has to do these things for the benefit. As far as fighting me, I think he and I could be the biggest fight in the world, so I think it has to happen. But it's all up to him." Stevenson told The Stomping Ground this isn't the first time the 27-year-old has taken a shot at Tank's resume. He once also said, "You're taking the less skilled fighters and putting them in the ring with yourself and making them look as though they are on this level, but they're not." These two have been swapping insults for a while. Only last year, Davis called Stevenson an easy fight, while Stevenson warned that Tank was in for a rude awakening. That exchange was nothing new, but it set the stage for what was meant to be their long-awaited clash.
Fight with Lamont Roach, but do you feel like you guys could fight 2025 or 2026?
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't into chasing people around. I mean, if he's willing to fight, I'm ready.
However, the fight never happened. Negotiations failed, and Tank Davis was quick to put the blame on Stevenson. He claimed Stevenson ducked him, going as far as to post on X, "I sent him a contract, but he went elsewhere. Get off my chest, you bum eater." Shakur Stevenson, however, wasn't having it. In an interview on Cigar Talks, he fired back, "On my life, Tank. A liar. If he sent me a contract, tell him to post that contract. Post that contract he sent me. That's what I want to see." Davis's recent admittance that he plans to retire from boxing this year limits the likelihood of fans getting both of those fights before his career is said and done. However, during a recent podcast with rapper Lil Yachty, Davis admitted he is more likely to take a break from fighting than hang up his gloves for good. "Yeah, I've been having those thoughts on changing my mind," he told a Safe Place show of his reservations about retirement. "I want to get myself together. I really want to get myself together, not quit but take a break. I'm not going to lie, I already made a promise to all. He knows we're out of it. There's stuff I need to work on, like being there for my kids, going to school, and building myself up as a person, as a great human being." His most recent comments come after he left boxing fans with their heads in their hands at the launch press conference for his upcoming fight with Roach. Davis mumbled, "After next year I'm out of it, out of the sport. I can tell you my fights. It's over after this year. This is trash garbage. I'm out. I'm fed up with it. Furthermore, I don't care about belts. Furthermore, I don't care about any of that. Yes."
I ain't gonna lie. I done already made a promise. To Al, like, we out of it type of thing. But it's like, I can stick around and I will help people and
"I'm worried about getting my money and getting out of there. I'm just fed up. It's not even fighting, it's everything. Furthermore, I have kids too. I just had a boy. Furthermore, I don't want to have to keep fighting and getting hit and all that. Furthermore, I'll probably be building my real estate business, just trying to separate myself from the limelight. Furthermore, I just want to be able to make money and stay out of the way. That's it. Furthermore, I want to be living without being seen."
But as far as like me competing, I don't really want to do it. It's like other stuff I need to work on, you know? Like being more there for my kids, going to school, you know,
As good as Davis is, he has been regularly criticized by members of the boxing fraternity for having a thin record. His best win on paper came against Ryan Garcia. However, the 1OB rehydration clause put into King Rice's contract has left an asterisk next to the win for many fans. Furthermore, Davis has never unified his belts with an active world winner. Tank has scooped world honors into different weight classes, super featherweight and lightweight, but he will have to challenge himself against the divisional elite if he wants to be remembered as an all-time great. All for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay linked with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality content like this. Until next time, peace out.